The scene opens in a vast Jurassic Research Lab, bathed in daylight. The hum of technology and slow atmospheric music fills the air as the camera glides over the facility. Glass enclosures with lush forests and open spaces hold roaming dinosaurs, their presence both awe-inspiring and unsettling. Scientists in white lab coats move purposefully. The calm atmosphere hints at underlying tension. A voiceover begins. When humanity brought dinosaurs back to life, the goal was simple: to restore Earth's ecosystems. But we never anticipated what would follow. The camera closes in on a Velociraptor's intelligent eye as it blinks. The camera zooms in on Dr. Mara, seated at her desk, watching footage on a large monitor. It started with an observation: Velociraptors behaving strangely. Dr. Mara noticed the troubling signs. The scene shifts to security footage. Raptors gather stones and branches, forming distinct patterns. What seemed playful was more. The Velociraptors were organizing. Dr. Mara rewinds the footage late at night, growing concerned. Other species showed problem-solving and planning. Could it be real? The Velociraptors had always been renowned for their agility, intelligence, and razor-sharp hunting instincts. But this was unlike anything ever recorded before. They weren't just predators anymore. They were evolving. The creatures were seen constructing primitive shapes, carefully selecting and using tools, and communicating in ways that defied all previous understanding. In a slow-motion shot, a raptor is shown delicately placing a branch into position, as if forming the foundation of something rudimentary, yet undeniably deliberate. The scene transitions to a sterile lab setting where Dr. Mara, a respected paleontologist, sits in an interview. The narrator's voice speaks over the imagery, adding weight to the gravity of the discovery. Dr. Mara, at the forefront of the discovery, immediately began documenting every detail. What she uncovered would soon send shockwaves through the scientific community. The camera cuts to Dr. Mara, sitting in her lab, speaking directly to the audience, her expression one of awe and disbelief. Dr. Mara, at first we dismissed it, thought maybe it was a glitch in the system or interference with the cameras. We even considered that the behavior was just a coincidence. But after days of observation, there was no mistaking it. The Velociraptors were demonstrating cognitive abilities far beyond what anyone could have anticipated. Complex problem solving, communication through gestures, we were witnessing something extraordinary, something that could change everything we thought we knew. As Dr. Mara's words sink in, the weight of the discovery becomes all too clear. T-Rex enclosure, the massive, towering form of the Tyrannosaurus rex, moves cautiously through its habitat, an unusual stillness in its movements. It approaches a pile of boulders, nudging them with its colossal head, as if scrutinizing their arrangement. It wasn't just the Velociraptors. In another enclosure, the formidable Tyrannosaurus rex began exhibiting behaviors no one thought possible for such a large predator. The camera zooms in, capturing the deliberate, almost delicate way the T-Rex maneuvers the boulders, pushing them into precise positions. Known for its raw power and untamed ferocity, the T-Rex was suddenly demonstrating something far more remarkable: patience. With surprising focus, it methodically moved the rocks, nudging each one as though it served a greater purpose. A close-up of the T-Rex's face, its amber eyes narrow, a flicker of intensity and thought crossing its gaze. Something deeper is at play, beyond primal instincts. It was as though the creature was solving a puzzle, or perhaps trying to communicate. But how? And to whom? Scene shifts to the research facility. Dr. Mara stands in front of her team, the room filled with murmurs of disbelief and curiosity. The tension is palpable. News of the T-Rex's startling behavior spread swiftly through the facility. Dr. Mara, the lead researcher, called an emergency meeting. The implications were staggering. What could this mean for their unprecedented project? The research lab, where Dr. Mara addresses a group of scientists, some skeptical, others visibly intrigued. The room is thick with anticipation. What we're seeing here is not random. This isn't just instinctive behavior. We may be standing on the precipice of something extraordinary, a new form of intelligence, an evolution unfolding before our eyes, far faster than we ever imagined. As the debate unfolded in the lab, a young scientist, filled with skepticism, broke the silence. His voice trembled with disbelief as he questioned the startling revelation before him. Are you saying that these creatures are thinking? That they're capable of complex thought? Dr. Mara, her expression tense but determined, responded, I'm saying we need to prepare for the possibility. If these behaviors persist, we may no longer be dealing with mere animals. We could be standing at the dawn of the next dominant species. Meanwhile, at the Velociraptor enclosure, the creatures were already making their move. One raptor, standing at the edge, fixated on a human worker nearby. Its gaze was not of hostility, but something far more unsettling, curiosity. They weren't just observing, they were learning. The humans were no longer the only intelligent beings in the room. In the raptor enclosure, time-lapse footage shows their movements becoming increasingly synchronized. Over the span of days, what began as simple wandering evolved into coordinated patterns. The raptors seemed to be communicating with subtle signals, their behavior growing more complex with each passing day. In Dr. Mara's lab, her team pushed forward with a series of intelligence tests. At first, they introduced basic tasks, expecting limited results. But what they observed was far beyond simple. The raptors not only completed the puzzles, originally designed for primates, but solved them at an astonishing pace. Each trial left the researchers wondering, just how far could this newfound intelligence reach? In the dim glow of the war room, the research team huddled around screens, faces tense. What started as an effort to heal Earth had veered into unexpected territory. The project had birthed something unforeseen, a new intelligence, one rapidly becoming aware of its own potential. On a digital map, Dr. Mara pointed to the raptor enclosure, where activity spiked. Her voice, laced with concern, echoed through the room. They're communicating, organizing. We need to know what they're planning. In the enclosure, raptors exchanged gestures, subtle nods, and low growls, no longer driven by instinct alone. They had formed a basic language, a breakthrough far beyond anyone's predictions. And then, under the cover of night, the inevitable happened. A raptor escaped. The footage showed it in real time. Their intelligence wasn't just about solving puzzles. They had been planning this all along. Scene? Raptors move swiftly and purposefully through the wild, their synchronized movements hinting at something more. What would these creatures, now armed with intelligence beyond our comprehension, choose to do next? Could humanity ever hope to control what it had so recklessly unleashed? The screen fades to black as ominous music builds, creating tension. In the next episode, we delve deeper into the rise of the neo-dinosaurs, a new society emerging, and with it, their demands for more. Dinosaurs of Tomorrow? Episode 3, Signs of Intelligence. Subscribe to follow the story of Dinosaurs of Tomorrow and witness evolution's next chapter.